Okay, this is season 6, episodes 1 through 6, right? We watched 6 episodes ish, 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. My lack of ability to remember those episodes kind of encapsulates my experience with not only this season but last season as well, which is that it's not bad, but it's forgettable. And for a show that started off so strong, it gives me that vibe of, I've been saying that they should have cut it off at 4 seasons, because that was the last season that I could identify as any kind of strong. I think season 1 was some of the best television in its own right. Season 2 was more of the same. Season 3 dropped off a bit just because I think they lost a bit of footing, because once they got done with the Jack thing, it kind of became just following this family, and it became like, not really, it was just kind of like they're like trying to scratch and claw and find which things were the most interesting, which sibling had the most interesting plot lines. And then season 4 was a little bit more of just grabbing at straws and going, okay, we've picked our, like, we've kind of attached our, like, hitched our wagon to one thing with Sterling K. Brown's character, Randall, and it got old fast. And then season 5 dropped off a cliff because they were just grasping at straws with Randall instead of digging into Kevin, who was much more interesting. Kate refuses to really change. They try to change her surroundings and convince you that that means her character is changing, even though she's not. And then they give you these little victories for her that will go like, oh, she is, okay, great, she's changing. And she hasn't really. She's still got the same way about her, which is problematic. And especially because Toby, her husband, is growing a lot and then shrinking in size for like the entire series. And I think the dynamic between Kate and Toby was really off and confusing from the moment that I want to say Toby loses weight, because then it becomes this whole like, well, their whole thing was that they had this journey together, and then his journey was completely different at that point, and then they didn't change their dynamic with that, which I think is a problem, because it's like that would definitely be something that exists in their relationship. That would be a really heavy burden and something that they were always conscious of, and they had her be conscious of it for all like 5 minutes. And it's like, in a show where we're literally just following these people through their lives, we want realism and only realism, and that's not realistic for me, where it's like they're really trying to almost put attention on everything else. I don't know. But season 6 so far is not bad, but I mean, they came in kind of, I don't like that they came in saying that they're like, when they were asked questions before the season, the writers said that they're like, everything that's interesting to this family is like, not interesting, they said all the big stuff has already happened, and kind of locked up that there's going to be no more surprises. We're just going to see these people kind of live out their lives for the rest of this series. And it's like, this last season is just going to be us kind of like tying everything up. And it's like, one, not that that's a good thing at all, but it's like, you never want to say it before the season even comes out, because the only reason people get excited is because they want to see more things with these people. And like, as much as we love these characters, we don't want a whole season of them just doing nothing important, which like, so far this season, we have. It's like they've had the good writing at times, they've had the tacky writing at times, but the actors here are so good at it that you don't really care. Like, even the tacky writing, they've gotten so used to it that they're able to, like, Kevin is a prime example. All the writing for Kevin is awful. It is so bad. And you so buy it because that actor is so Justin Hartley. He is so used to that writing and that character, and he's so familiar with it that it's just become part of who he is. And I can respect that as an actor, but the writing, it's like, give him more. I feel like Justin Hartley just deserves so much more in this series and has never gotten it. If at the end they can give him true love, that'd be great. The one thing, I guess two, but one of the things that we've been waiting the whole series, not the whole series, but since season like 3, I think, Randall has finally become just Randall being a dad. His problems are just with his kids, because outside of that, he has done everything in his power to make absolutely every single problem in his life, both past, present, and future, go away. He has gone down every avenue and cleared up everything that could possibly give any human ever any trauma. He has cleaned up everything, and I'm so surprised even now that they're not picking something else for Randall to stress about. But it's so nice to see him just be a father, because like, that's interesting enough. It's like, Sterling K. Brown's so interesting. You can put him in any scenario and he's good. It's like they tried to wear out making him the main event, and it's like, he's always going to be an event. when he's on screen, we immediately love him. The Randall 1 tier is a thing. But he could be crying about anything. Where it's like, it's heartbreaking if he cries about his kids. And it's like right now he's dealing with his daughter's stuff. And it's like, that's great for me. And that's more real and more interesting to watch than him continuously taking on these unrealistically large challenges that make me go, why did he wait until he's in his 40s to track down both his father and his mother? It's like they try to make you feel all bad, and it's like, okay, but he could have gone to her before she died. He could have found his dad earlier. Why now was the question with him. And this just makes where he is now is the only thing that makes sense for him since like season 2. And I love it. Also, Rebecca. Love that they're digging into Rebecca and Miguel. I love Miguel. They've done such a good job with him. I will give them that credit. It's like just building him up and making you love him more and more every season, even though he starts in this really weird position of being married to the favorite character's wife. Widow, worse. Just hard. Jack, great as always. I think they've been grasping at straws with him since season 2 was over, because obviously what else do you do other than just put him in flashbacks? And while I hope they do a little bit more with him going forward in this season, and I really want them to do like another thing they did with him and Randall in like season 2, I think, or 3 maybe, where they had grown-up Randall see Jack like in his head. I think he got like high by accident or something like that and started seeing Jack. I want that to be like a big moment at the end where like the kids see Jack, or we get to see Jack with all the grown-ups. I think it'd be like a very This Is Us moment. But I love Jack, and I want them to keep him in as much. So them grasping at straws with him, I don't care about, because like his existence is only grasping at straws now. So with Randall, they could have kept him in without it. With Jack, they need it. I get it. I love it. Everything they do with him, keep it. Milo Ventimiglia is just, this is his role. Let's see, what else? It was Miguel. Oh, I was talking about Miguel. Miguel, very good. Rebecca, love what they're doing with her Alzheimer's and all that kind of stuff. I think that that's so real and so unused in television. They don't really talk about that enough, and it's heartbreaking how they're like kind of letting it spread out and just get progressively worse. And you kind of see this person we've been attached to, and it was like, she's like, we've been saying is like the sweetest human being ever. And it's like seeing this happen to that person is so much more heartbreaking, because like she's the last person on earth that deserves it. But yeah, I might be missing somebody, but this is only episodes 1 through 6. I think so far I went on Kate a little bit. Not a huge fan of the fact that we know she's about to leave Toby, because they're not making. I mean, I see what they're setting up for, but it's too heartbreaking. They're gonna do it so last minute in the season. It's gonna I don't know if we're gonna have time to get over it and time to go, oh, okay, This Is Us, this is sweet, because like we're only over halfway through the season now, and they still haven't even gotten divorced. And so we're gonna go from, within the next half season, we're gonna go from them being together to divorced, she falls in love with somebody else, gets married, and Toby's somewhat okay with it. Because they're definitely gonna end the whole series with Toby being a sad sack. And I don't know how they're going to do that in the next just half an season. So I'm really hoping that they prove me wrong, but I don't know.
Part.
Huh?
Favorite part.
Favorite part. Are you rushing me? Favorite part so far, my highlight is tough. My highlight's got to be Rebecca, I think. What they're doing with Rebecca and Miguel, I think, is my highlight. Oh, and Tess. No, not Tess. What's Randall's wife? I said Tess. I think it's his daughter's name. His wife. I'm so sorry. I'll get it in the next episode. Beth. That's why. Beth, always a highlight. Every season, she needs more and more time. I know she got like an Emmy or a Golden Globe or something, or Critics' Choice Award nomination for last season, and she deserves it, because she started as such a secondary character. Her and Toby both have kind of built their foundations off of just being supporting and become just as interesting, if not more, than the siblings themselves. Beth is a highlight, definitely, for sure. And, of course, always Jack. Low light is just the fact that I kind of don't know where they're going, or, oops, sorry, I just kicked the camera. I don't really know where they're going, how they're going to get there, or if they're going to get there quick enough, especially with, again, the Kate and Toby situation. I think that's probably my specific low light, is the Kate and Toby situation. The way they're playing that out is going to be This Is Us style heartbreak in all the wrong ways at the very last second. So maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that's my low light. That's This Is Us season
Final grade?
6. No, it's not over yet. I can't give it a final grade. Final grade will come at the end of the season. And yes, that is my opinion of it so far. And we will be back with the next episode.